This movie tells a story about two demon brothers, Wendell and Wild, who enlist the aid of 13-year-old Kat Elliot to summon them to the land of the living. First of all, this movie has a good visual. The stop motion is simply fantastic. It's easy to get lost in the visual wonder of this film, as the environments are thoroughly detailed and immersive. Unfortunately, this movie is narratively overstuffed. There are two main plots. The first is involving Kat's life, and the other is telling the story about the two brothers. This movie cannot seem to decide who its story actually belongs to, often leaving behind Kat, the emotional anchor of the tale, to focus on the somewhat exhausting silliness of the brothers. The two sides meet when the brothers strike a pact with Kat in her dreams, subsequently emerging in Ross Bank to bring her parents back to life. But this association never quite blossoms into the firm partnership that one expects. It feels like the plots of two different movies that cannot quite merge together in one cohesive story. The whole plot, which revolves around a rebellious teenage girl and a pair of demons who use her to visit the mortal realm, actually has potential. Unfortunately, the filmmakers seem more concerned about the visuals. It becomes haphazard how this story is assembled. The script has a lot of ideas on its mind, from its anti-capitalist stance to its heartfelt message of overcoming past trauma. Even the private prison plotline makes compelling commentary on how upcoming generations of students could potentially be doomed from the start. However, the movie struggles to assimilate these stories into Kat's narrative. These are well-intentioned ideas that eventually fighting over each other. The competing storylines and moods also add to the film's growing identity crisis. The movie ping-pongs between indiscriminate topics and only occasionally sticks the landing. There are so many subplots happening at once that don't necessarily tie together and creating bumpy pacing. It lacks a clear focus, often sidelining its primary narrative for numerous underbaked subplots. The movie is also jam-packed with too many characters and important issues that simply feel unnecessary, further hampering the central focus of the narrative. They start to overwhelm and overshadow the characters, the main plot, and the themes of grief, guilt, and some general notion of how one should handle personal demons. Peele and Key are both funny, but the script features so many ideas, characters, and paths of plotting that they often feel as if they belong in a completely different story. The movie eventually loses track of its plot, as well as the macabre imagination and sense of humor that give the movie's early sections such a high energy. Overall, this movie is visually good, but with a busy and overcrowded plot and characters, the film finds its personality and heart constantly falling short. It's losing its protagonist and the impact of her journey in the chaos. We do not recommend to watch this in theaters. Just wait on your streaming service.